And we're back to normalcy. As you can see, we got our friends back with us. We got zucchini bread.
It's like movie magic. A silent movie.
That's doing wonderful for the people at home that are listening to us on the radio.
I'm sorry.
One more time.
Zucchini bread here.
Hold on. And we've got zucchini bread.
Hello.
And, of course, we've got our producer, our director, our cameraman, our number one man with the most talent, I'm being told, Jerome Barrow.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hey, everybody.
He's definitely the light man.
He's definitely the light man.
When he
Why is
turns
it
those on every week, and it's blinding.
I know. I hear that song every week. Blinded by the lights.
Really? I wear my sunglasses at night.
I can't really.
So I can record.
All I see is just two giant. These lights are like, what, 3 foot in diameter?
Yeah.
They're huge.
Huge.
And they put out like, what, 6 megawatts of light? They actually, fun fact, they actually use these at like events that are going around town. They put them on outside, and they put them on a little swivel thing.
Oh.
And they
They
rotate
The
them
crisscross
so
thing.
people can see them from miles away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we got
That's
here.
what it feels like.
Yes. It's,
I have the same one at home that I bought, and
you have 2 of them?
no, I have one. I don't need two. I turned one on, and it lights up my entire basement.
Through the walls. He turns it on the 3rd floor. That's what's crazy.
That's right.
So oh, no, but we just got back from the Mid-America Truck Show. We had a wonderful time. Sorry y'all couldn't be there and missed it, but we made up for it and still managed to have a pretty good time. Got to chat with a bunch of people. I got to work on some business.
Yeah.
Y'all got to look at some drugs.
We did.
Um,
Somebody said drugs.
I know. I say drugs.
We did
what I
not
thought
look
you
at
said, too.
drugs. We did not look at drugs. We looked at
Trucks.
trucks.
Now, mind you, you didn't miss all the walking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy, but as you saw in that video just now, but y'all don't know yet because you haven't seen the video yet. Centromatics. We have Centromatics on all of our trucks.
Yep.
They're wheel balancers. They're like a little metal disc, and they got a ring around them, and inside that ring is oil and basically sand.
Sand, yeah.
And so when it's going down the road, if the tire gets a little out of balance, the centrifugal force, the sand actually goes and balances out. So as it's rolling, it's constantly being balanced. It's
Right.
really cool. Makes the tires last way longer because of it. We have them on all of our trucks, and so we made a point to go see them and say hi. We stepped up into their booth. When I
Yes,
say
we did.
up into their booth,
Yeah.
I mean, what, about 4-inch rise?
It was. It
something
wasn't
like that?
steps. It was just the cushion beneath their carpet was like 4 inches thick. It was so comfortable.
It was plush.
It was
It was
heavenly.
plush. We stood there for like 2 hours.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. It was so nice and relaxing. I mean, after a couple hours
Yeah,
of just
hard concrete.
Yep. The guy was joking. He said if they'd let him, he would have brought his sleeping bag in
Just
and
slept there.
just slept there
Yeah.
because it was the floor was so comfortable. I didn't see anybody else have that much carpeting pad.
Nobody else had that much.
I saw some people have carpeting pad, but this was like triple layer.
Yeah,
You know what it made
it
me
was really
think?
nice.
You know what they did? They went to Joanne Fabrics because they're closing. They went to their foam selection.
Yes.
And they bought the 4-inch block foam
They
and just
did.
made their own carpet pad.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
It was crazy. But yeah, so Melissa, what was your favorite part? Vincent and Eric, get on deck. You're coming up next.
I want to say some of the trucks outside that we walked around the parking lot.
So that was cool.
Took a look at. I definitely liked the one tow truck.
Yes.
It was flying the American flag.
Yes.
But his lights and it almost looked like a Ferris wheel. You know, on Ferris wheels, they come in on trucks and then they kind of unassemble, but they use part of the truck as still like maybe the walking platform. His kind of looked like that on his dolly, the arm. What's the arm called?
The boom?
The boom.
The boom.
On the boom. Some of that looked like a Ferris wheel, right? He had big lights, but his art on that truck was pretty phenomenal. I'm not saying that the semi trucks, the other standard like cab overs and different ages and all that weren't nice too, but I don't know. That one out of all of them just kind of it had beauty to it.
Yeah, it was really cool to see that Scania cab over inside. We were actually able
Yes.
to climb into. That was really cool to just experience that versus what we've seen in past Matt's videos about the older cab overs.
Yes.
The Scania was pretty cool. I had a coffee maker, a Scania branded coffee maker on the dash. Not my favorite thing in the show, though. I'll wait till you ask me before I tell you that.
Well, yeah. So I got two things. Obviously, we can't let that go by. Not converse about it. So the wrecker truck, that was definitely a recovery truck. So
Yes.
that has to go and like it'll drag you out of the embankment when
Right.
you go over
Sure.
and all that stuff. And that thing was phenomenally beautiful. But
Yeah.
Gorgeous truck.
it's so interesting at a truck show like this, and you're looking at this thing, and you're like, oh, this is what $600,000-$700,000 will buy you.
Yeah.
Like it's so expensive, but it's a beautiful truck. It was tricked out, and the flag hanging was really cool. Scancia, the Scancia truck. Is that
I think
saying
it's
it
just Scania. I think
Scania?
it's Scania.
I think that's the way it's pronounced.
right? I apologize for everybody.
You put an
just
extra
offended.
C in there.
Well, I try.
It's your lisp.
It's Swedish, so it's
Ooh.
Is that Volvo?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's Scania.
No, I mean Scania and Volvo are both Swedish.
Yes, they're both
Yes, they're
Swedish.
both
Yes,
Swedish.
just like the meatballs and the chef.
And the horse meat and the meatballs.
Well, sure, tasty though.
Boyardee, is that what you meant? The chef?
No, the Swedish chef.
From Muppets.
Oh, him.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
Sorry.
I got it now.
I didn't eat the chicken in the pot.
Well, this woke thing really is over. Anyways, so the truck, I love when you got in that thing. It had the fit and finish of a dang Audi
Oh yeah.
or a BMW.
Wow.
Everything was so polished. I don't mean polished and shiny. I mean just like it looked like it rolled out of a high-end car's
Yeah.
manufacturing.
did.
It was
It really did.
perfect, as opposed to like Kenworths and Freightliners. I mean, obviously we own a bunch of Freightliners, so we're big fans of it. You can see where there's gaps for tolerances, so that if pieces don't quite fit together,
Yeah,
it's
it
still
doesn't matter. It's just
fine.
chip it.
They do a lot of overlapping stuff instead of things buttoned up side
Yeah.
to side. That way, there's it's not a big deal. And this had none of that. This
No, it
was flawless.
flawless.
And then that coffee maker we're joking about it having ergonomically placed.
Yes.
So you could be
was.
literally driving down the road, reach over, press a button, brew your coffee,
Yes.
and then go over and just grab it. Like you didn't have to stop. It
wasn't like a single cup maker. It had a pot.
Had a
the
pot.
pot was like a 4-cup pot.
Yeah.
But it had a glass or whatever
was
material.
glass.
It was pot in the coffee maker.
yes.
Yeah. And it wasn't a permanent fixture. You could move it, but it did sit there. And as you ran down the road, you could do just what he said.
I think the base had something like locked in, but you could, like
Yeah.
you said, move it around.
Do you have any idea how long I tried to do something like that in the truck whenever I was out on the road? That sounds amazing.
Well,
We do have a Scania. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not.
you might not have been happy with the sleeper.
Yeah, you may not have the sleeper was right here.
Yeah.
And it was
Which is where?
I'm sorry. The sleeper was right behind Patrick and I, so it's right behind the driver's seat. There was no space to stand in the sleeper. It was, I think they call those coffin sleepers, like on the Peterbilts.
Yes.
The bed was right behind the seats, and that
But
was it.
Where it was different is it was taller than a coffin sleeper would be.
It was taller than the coffin sleeper.
So
yes.
you could get on the hump
Yeah.
and kind of stand. Eric, didn't you get up on the hump in the bed and you were looking at stuff or no?
I didn't get all the way in the bed.
So by the hump, I mean the doghouse. Sorry.
The
Yeah.
doghouse. Yeah.
So you could kind of get in there and move around a little bit.
We
but
got some video of it, too.
So basically, if you're going to change clothes, you just need to be laying in the bed and
Kind of.
shimmy off, shimmy
Yes.
on.
But
No standing up.
above the mattress, it did have a bunch of cabinets.
Yeah,
So
it
there
did.
was
Wow.
tons of storage for it being
Sure.
such a little thing.
Sure.
They thought and maximized every little
That's pretty
thing.
cool.
But that truck was so cool because we're talking V8 diesels, which you're
Yeah.
not getting in America.
Nope.
I know. Yes, I get that the Duramax diesel and the Power Stroke diesel from Ford and from GM is a V8.
But you're not getting those in Class 8 trucks.
You're not getting those in Class 8.
trucks.
Correct.
Yeah.
This thing was massive diesel engine, just gorgeous. 4-point airbag suspension, which means the entire cab is floating on air. Like on our trucks, the front is fixed
Right.
with cab mounts, so like basically rubber bushings on steel, but hard mounted into the cab, and so the only cushion you're getting is from the airbags in the very back of the sleeper or the back of the cab. This thing, the entire cab is riding on air.
Wow.
It's gorgeous, and it has an independent front suspension, not a solid
Right.
suspension. So That thing probably be amazing to drive. I'd
probably would be.
love to take one down the road and see what it's like.
Maybe one day.
Maybe. Beautiful.
Maybe.
Again, with the fit and finish, I can't imagine what that thing cost. It's got to be insanely expensive because it literally has like an Audi vibe. Gorgeous.
That's the one I was telling you about last week also.
Yes, I kind of.
Last episode.
Yeah.
That where the guy went through all the work to get it imported from Sweden, worked with Scania to get it all taken care of. And I heard him when I walked by, he said that not anyone can drive in the truck. You have to be approved by someone, and not like in their company, but someone in the government to drive the truck because you have to make sure you're trained to drive it, and they're worried about that kind of stuff. So it's a special thing right now, and hopefully we'll see more of them.
I'm curious, are they trying to bring the brand to America?
I think they are.
Wow.
I think they are.
If they did that and opened up a market and Volvo saw an opportunity.
Oh, sure.
Because Volvo, I think I could be wrong, but I think they would love to get rid of Volvo North America, which is their truck, Volvo Trucks North America, and just do all the same trucks they're doing in every other country.
Every other country, yeah.
Because Volvo, Volvo's a worldwide company, so they literally make one truck and they ship it everywhere except for America.
Right.
We're the only place where they get a different type of truck. That's got to be killing them at R&D.
It's got to be.
So
it's got to be.
Yeah, that would be fascinating to see what happens
Sure.
there.
If they brought it over, you think they would tweak it? Because Americans love their space. They're going to want a bigger sleeper.
Well, so I think Scania already has the largest
They
sleeper.
do have larger sleepers than what we saw.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was a smaller. They do have larger sleepers where you can actually step into them and have more space.
And this one was set up for a solo. So there's a twin-size bed,
Yeah.
no upper bunk or anything. They do make them with upper bunks. They also make them with full-size beds. So they do get quite a bit larger than what we saw. I think Scania actually has the largest sleeper on the market right now. So, yeah. Now, their engines don't necessarily meet American EPA standards, so that's going to be tweaked. But that's a lot bigger of a much easier change than
Sure.
having to literally build frame rails and yada yada just for the American market. So that'd be cool to see. I like cabovers. It was very weird getting in and out. I will say that.
It was where the stairs were placed.
Yes, that would be
because you're walking you sit right over or just in front of the steer axle, so that's different, right?
It's like in a Zuzu truck. Like if you've seen the
Yes,
little
exactly.
Zuzu cabovers,
Yeah.
your feet are in front of the steering wheel or the
steer
axle.
Yeah.
But you're kind of sitting directly on it.
Right, but when you go to climb out, the steps wrap around the front of the steer tire on either side, so you have to step kind of at an angle towards it is weird. You get used to it, obviously, but it is different.
Yeah, I think by your like third day you would just be normal.
You're good to go.
Not falling out of the truck anymore.
Yeah. And Freightliner had a really cool design on the Argosies back in the day where the side, like the wheel well and behind the wheel well would actually like pop out, and it was a staircase up, and then a little porch, and you would sit inside there, and then once you got inside I don't know if it was close the door or put your seatbelt on or something, it would actually fold the stair back in. So that was their kind of way of making it more accessible. I could see something like that happening. Yeah, so Vince, you already led us up to it. What was your favorite thing you saw on the show?
My favorite thing that I saw at the show was right across from Melissa's tow truck wrecker recovery vehicle. It was also a wrecker with the big boom, but it was painted in an autism awareness color scheme.
Yes.
With the puzzle pieces and everything. I mean, not just on the outside, everywhere in the middle and on the back, and just it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see that. Very cool to see that.
I thought so as well. As soon as I walked up, I'm like, is that what I think that is?
Yeah.
And then I saw you walk over to it, and you're like, look. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Melissa dragged me over to the other wrecker to get video and pictures of that. And I did one side of that and came around and saw the other one, the autism awareness, and was like, yeah, you can have fun with that one. I'm going over to check this out. So both of them were beautiful trucks, but I just like the autism awareness. My son is autistic, so I like that kind of stuff. So
very cool to see that out there. And
I think the weirdest thing I saw was the two small miniature goats in the pet stroller inside the building.
Yes.
That was probably the weirdest thing.
Now, obviously, you've all seen the video so far. We have not, but we do know that we did get a little bit of a glimpse of it.
I
So
hope
I don't
they're
know.
on there. Yeah.
I hope they're on there, but I don't know if you'll be able to or not. And it honestly, if you can, that's awesome. I hope you get to see it. If not, we
Picture
tried.
2 small
Goats,
goats.
Were they
kids, I believe. Kids, I believe.
security goats? Or
I
not
don't know
security
what
goats,
they were.
safety-
I don't think security.
Emotional support goats.
Emotional,
They
thank
might-
you.
they
must have
Emotional
been.
support
They must have been,
goats.
It was,
It was bizarre.
and they were in a like a carriage,
Like a pet stroller
like
with
a pet
a
stroller,
with a
called
screening,
pet
you know, that
stroller.
Yeah.
dogs now ride in and that
And-
kind of thing.
and they had them like pushed up to the table, and they were eating, like the owners were eating, and or I assume they were owners, the caretakers were eating, and then like feeding the goats. It was. It was. I'm not gonna say bizarre.
Teach their own.
I'm gonna say it's not something I was expecting. I mean, look, I've been to truck stops and seen monkeys, and we've had parrots in the
Sure.
truck. We've had snakes in the truck. Like, there certainly are things that you kind of get used to. That was a new one.
Goats.
So, next year we are bringing baby giraffes. We're working with the Columbus Zoo to try to acquire a baby giraffe, and we're going to push that around.
Well, you carry a giraffe in yours. I'm going to get a sloth in mine. He's going to walk with me.
Oh gosh, you won't get past
It's
that.
going to take you 5 years to go around the back truck stop.
You know what? How about I walk the giraffe and you cart the sloth?
Deal.
What was your favorite thing, Eric?
The Scania cab over was, again, my favorite as well. The other thing I thought was interesting to see was the maximum overdrive truck
Mm.
outside.
Yes, that's the one I didn't know what it was,
for
right?
you
Yes.
Stephen King
I-
people.
I've never seen
Mm.
Maximum Overdrive, but they had a truck out there that I guess was just like it.
With
If
a big
you
green face.
if you're ever just bored and don't have anything else to do and don't mind being just watching the most cheesy movie you ever saw,
Yeah,
Maximum Overdrive.
it's cheesier than Top
It's-
Gun.
Yeah, oh,
It's
it
not
was
his number
cool
one.
for its time,
Mhm.
so you have to put it in perspective. But nowadays, it falls in the cheesy category.
Okay, all right. Kind of like what's that movie where they're skydivers and they are like robbing a bank or something?
And
they,
surfers.
and surfers
With Patrick
and
Swayze.
Oh, don't even knock
and
that movie.
Keanu Reeves.
I never saw that one. I saw the old one,
And-
the new one rather. I saw
Oh,
the
you
you
one
didn't
watched
see
the
the
old
original.
one.
You gotta watch
What's
the
it
original.
called?
OG. Why can't I think of what that's called?
I don't know, but
Uh,
I
Tide,
told you who's
Tide.
in it already.
Break.
Oh,
Breaking
Yes.
Point
Point.
Break. Point
Point
Break.
Break.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Gotta watch the OG.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I finally saw
They were
Roadhouse.
very
That was
different
pretty good.
movies, kind of like Roadhouse.
You
They
saw
were
the
very
new
different
Roadhouse
movies.
or the old one?
I saw the one with Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
I did not see the new Roadhouse. I heard it was terrible.
It was. I haven't seen the original, but the,
I didn't
the new
think
one
the
was
original
terrible.
was that great. So
What?
No comment.
It was
Sorry.
fine. It was better than Top Gun. That's the hot take from this episode. Speaking of Top Gun, real quick, just want to interject. Today, the day we are recording, if you want to actually figure out where and when this happened, we just found out today that Iceman passed away.
Yeah, we
yes,
So that
It's
was
very
very, very
sad.
sad. I did not see Top Gun until I was much older in life. So for me, Batman passed away, and that was a
did. The Saint passed
rough
away.
one. He did.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked his movies a lot, and
For sure.
certainly
So young.
so young.
65.
I know. Well, same age my mom passed, but yeah, crazy. So our thoughts are with his family and loved ones who are hurting, and the rest of us, people who like movies, and just knowing that we just lost a really good one.
Yeah,
So,
I did.
anyways, back to the show. You said the Scania, and the movie from Maximum Overdrive.
The
Yes.
truck.
Yes, which is funny because that's the second truck we've seen at Matt's that is a movie truck. The first year we went, we saw Megatron. Is that who it is? No. Yes. He was a Western star.
I don't know my Transformers.
Optimus
sorry.
Prime. Optimus Prime. He was
There you
Optimus
go.
Prime.
Yeah.
Whew.
oh wow,
I know. Some of y'all out
Yeah.
there listening are like losing your mind over what I just
Yelling
said. And I
at
They're
apologize.
yelling
their
at them.
Yelling
TV
at-
or at their speakers.
You just woke up the person sleeping. I
Yeah.
apologize. But it was Optimus Prime. That was really cool. That year, that was probably my favorite show. it was my first Mats, so there's always that, the first time you go to
Sure.
a
Yeah.
show. But it was also the year that Western Star assembled a boxing ring in their pavilion, and it was two trucks that were two Western Star trucks that were actually boxing it out. And if you went outside, they had Western Star trucks, and they built a dirt course, so you could actually go drive these dump trucks and stuff through the dirt course and all
cool.
this stuff. It was
Wow.
very cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that might be the last year I was there that everyone's there. Mack, Volvo, Kenworth, Peterbilt, Daimler. What was their the people that made their kit trucks were there. So like the gliders.
The
That's what I'm
glider
saying. The
kits?
glider kits were there.
Okay.
Obviously, Western Star Freightliner. Like everybody's. It was just one of those like rare moments where like everything was kind of perfect, and the show was twice the size it was now, or is
Wow.
now. But
Plus, all the carriers were there too.
all the carriers were there.
Yeah.
It was a very different show back then. So yeah, it's the second time we've seen a television truck,
Movie truck.
movie truck. Thank you.
So I have a question.
Go for it.
Did you guys get to play with Hey Bubba?
So we
Yeah, you know, tell
we
me.
did walk by,
So
and there was no demonstrations. It didn't look like it was the end of day 2,
it was middle of day 2.
but there
It's
didn't
about-
look
about-
like there was any demonstrations. There was one person,
It was about 1:00.
one person standing at a podium with like a closed up laptop. Wasn't really sure if he was just a passerby. There was a kid laying on the ground eating pizza. It didn't,
They had a pretty big space,
but
they
there
big
was
just,
nothing.
space.
It just was
yeah, there was nothing going on.
like decoration, you know,
Yeah,
like
there weren't. like-
archways or whatnot, but there
show
wasn't. So we just passed it up.
I was kind of expecting like TV showing off the product.
Yeah.
And there was
or,
nothing.
Like some of the
People,
booths
like-
would have seating areas and somebody at a screen
Or
Yes.
kiosk.
talking about what was going on. Yeah.
Like a,
Yeah.
kiosk, you can walk up to them, maybe watch the demonstration, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't
Yeah, none of
have
that.
anything.
Wonder
So
if last minute they had production issues.
Could be. Could
Could
be.
be.
That
Yeah, I
they
don't
weren't
know.
ready to show. Could be.
Yeah.
I almost wonder because we got the advertisement for them like a week or two before Matt's.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were a latecomer going like, oh, we'll have this and we'll do this, and then they just weren't prepared.
Could be. Yeah. could've
Um,
been.
But it.
They thought they'd have everything ready to go, and
if the guy with the closed up laptop was showcasing everything, he wasn't inviting. Like his body language didn't look like "come talk with me."
Well, especially if you're closed up, like when Jimmy.
right.
Yeah.
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 The only thing I could possibly think of was it was 12:30, 1:00. Maybe the team went to go have lunch. But if you're at these truck shows, we've
Schedule around that.
done these truck
You tag
shows. We've been
team.
at you tag team.
Yeah.
You go have lunch while I do this. I'll see you
Right.
in 30 minutes, and then that person go, and then and
I mean,
you
the
know,
show didn't open till 10, so it's not like they'd been there for
true.
4 hours, 5 hours already.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah.
So Bubba was a little bit of a letdown, but
sorry.
no judgment on the software yet, or it
No.
could still be the best thing since sliced bread.
Sure.
We don't know, but no real report from the show, unfortunately. Did get to see our good friends at ARI. Spent some good time over
Yes,
there.
we did.
Talked to their new head of sales, Anthony, and worked with him. We are in the process of making a new floor plan, cabinet plan. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, floor plan.
For a 120-inch tractor with ARI. And if you know ARI, you're like, they already have a 120-inch floor plan. I don't like it. It's a fine floor plan. I just think there's some things they can do to make it better. So we are working with them to try to tweak the design a little bit more that's in line with our fleet and what we're trying to do. So we got a chance to actually sit down face to face, have those conversations, go walk over, look at trucks.
Right.
One of the things we talked about too was like finishes and finishes like paint and vinyl and tile floor and all that stuff that they have available, and also what can look good, but also what can be easily cleaned
Yes.
and all that stuff.
Yes.
So we have the luxury of having so many trucks with multiple schemes and vinyls and all that stuff that Buttermilk has been able to kind of see like what's easy to clean, what's not easy to clean, what's going to hold pet hair, what's not going to hold pet hair, all these different things. So we actually one of the last things we did in the booth was go into 3 or 4 different trucks, and we looked at the different things they were doing and kind of made a little list of like, here's the things we want to do so that it is the easiest to clean, but also still looks aesthetically pleasing. Because there's some stuff you can do that's super easy to clean, but it's ugly.
It's just
and
ugly.
Nobody wants to be in it. So, like, being able to work through some of that stuff and really shoring up this design, I am excited about.
Me too.
I'm super excited about it. I really am.
Yeah, we had some great conversations. Vince and I sat down at one point. So, like, everybody had their little time at the table, and Vince and I talked about getting the wheelbase correct for the size truck we're using, because we're using reefer units, and we got to make sure there's clearance, but we don't want too much clearance. Still want to be aerodynamic.
Right.
Plus, we add some custom fab stuff
We
on
do.
the sleepers
Yep.
on the backside once we get the trucks, and just making sure all that fits. And ended up being a very productive meeting. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with my Matt's experience. We did get a chance to hang out and chill for a little bit afterwards, and that might be one of my favorite things we did at Matt's. Was actually not at Matt's. We found a restaurant, tiki bar,
Mini golf. Yes.
for adults only.
Yes, adults only.
Nice.
And
No,
Over 21.
over 21.
It happened to be in Butchertown, so it had the stench of
Oh
Butchertown. but-
my gosh! And I screwed up. I didn't really know like exactly how the parking situation would be, so I parked us pretty far away.
Not a quarter mile.
So on the
very
way
far.
there, it looked like it was going to be nothing but street parking. So we found a spot about a quarter mile away.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, we can walk. This is fine if it's going to be
Sure.
street parking.
Weather was nice.
Weather was nice. It was beautiful weather. It was just great. Get out of the truck, and immediately you smelled delicious
Jerky,
Yes.
beef
sausage.
jerky,
Smoked-
sausage.
smoked
The good
foods.
part.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh.
good part of Butchertown.
Oh, it was great.
Yummy.
And
the
we're like,
finished product.
yes, we're like, this is awesome. And then we started walking.
It was maybe
And we got to the front side where, I guess we were on the back side where products
Yes.
come out.
Where we noticed, so yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then we got onto the front side where they go in, and it was
It was different.
it was very aromatic.
It was very aromatic.
it was a unique place for a restaurant.
Yeah.
I know you would think that smell would not be appetizing.
Yes.
It doesn't go
it
inside.
is not.
I don't
It
know.
is
They must be
not.
running
It
a
is
really
not.
good filter
Yeah, 'cause
system or
we didn't smell it
something.
Yeah.
inside. But
Well, so,
No.
and when we get there, there's a huge parking lot. Giant free parking lot that we could have parked at.
So who ran back to get the vehicle?
No one. We just,
okay.
at that point, we were committed.
yeah.
And so we walked on in and sat down. We'd already had dinner, so we didn't need. We actually had a really cool. What did we do for lunch that day? We did the
It was Cuban.
Cuban. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a little mom and pop mall strip kind of deal. It was delicious.
It was great. We get up to the register. It's one of those things where they kind of speak English, but you could definitely tell Spanish is
Yeah.
the primary language
Yeah.
spoken there. And order the food, and oh man,
It was great.
It was
It's
delicious.
great.
so good,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And not expensive. Like
No,
No.
no.
No, it
So that
wasn't.
was really Grandma in the back cooking it for you.
It was
really
Grandma.
was. Yes.
Aunties, you could tell.
yes,
Yep, the nieces were there.
yep. It was
So that
family
was
stuff.
lunch.
Family
and then-
run.
And
And
then
at the tiki bar.
So at the tiki bar, all we did was go in and have a couple drinks, and then we were going to do a round of mini golf,
9 holes.
9 holes. So we ended up getting another fleet owner friend was in town. Obviously, it's a big truck show, and then we had one of our truck salesmen was finished with his engagement for dinner, and they were like, "Where y'all at?" So we told them. Didn't really think any of them were going to show
No,
up,
we didn't.
and they all showed up, and they
Yeah.
all brought extra people with them. So we ended up going and doing the 9 holes with all of us,
Mm-hmm.
2 scorecards worth of people, and at some point, I think it was on
2
hole
scorecards worth
2.
of people and no scorecards.
I think it was
I was
hole
gonna say
one
it was
and a
hole
half.
one.
Oh,
One
what?
and a half. We all decided, well, who's keeping score? No one. Let's just do this for fun.
Oh,
And it was fun.
and fun we had. It was the very first one. So they're
They're cocktail
don't-
themed.
yeah. If you don't know tiki cocktails, it might sound a little weird, but tiki cocktails all have very unique names, like zombie, right?
Right.
Or painkiller, or something
Miami
like that.
Vice.
Miami Vice, exactly. So the very first one, and they had a mannequin of a zombie in the middle of the course, and they had these random hands just sticking out of the
Yeah.
out of the course, and it all it sounds super cheesy, but they actually did it very tastefully.
It's a 2-story building, so all of the second floor was the golf course
Yes.
with a bar, another second bar, which it wasn't open, but
Yeah.
a second bar with booths, the whole thing's different feel, different vibe
Yeah.
for that bar than the one downstairs with the
Yeah.
dining room for more food, I think. But they were very neat. They weren't long. It wasn't like, your outdoor miniature golf where
Yeah.
it might take you 10 shots to. These were all intended for like probably
Mhm.
5 and under, even though I think some of us may have taken 7 to 10 shots on some of them. But, some
Well,
of them had trap
were-
doors, trap holes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where
And-
if you got it just perfect, then it was a hole in one. And
And you were encouraged to bring your cocktail with you on
Sure.
the golf course.
Yes.
All throughout, strategically placed, they had tables
And like,
or just shelves
yes.
to sit your cocktail on
Yeah.
as you played your 9 holes.
And
There
I mean,
was-
it's almost like they built the golf course and then made cocktails and then walked around and were like, okay, my ball's here, so I need a cocktail table here.
Right,
They were
exactly.
literally everywhere,
Everywhere
you needed them.
Yep.
yeah,
It
it was
was-
really cool. It was a fun
bananas.
place. I'd go back. It was
So
fun.
and it was cool because apparently it had been there for a while, but a new owner just bought it, put a bunch of money into it, really polished it up, and made it a lot nicer. And you could definitely tell it was spiffy. Very cool place to go visit. So next time you're in Louisville, look it up. It was called the. We never got
Surf
this right.
Seas?
Surfside Reality. It was called the Louisville.
While you're looking it up, I have a funny.
Uh-huh.
So the bartender kind of told us about the 2 slushies they had on tap. I remember one of them was a Miami Vice, and the other was a
Well,
painkiller.
no, it was a painkiller and a strawberry daiquiri, and mixed together, you got a Miami Vice.
So I told him, thinking about my selections, and I told him, I said, I'll have a Don Johnson. And he says, a what? A who? A what? And it like totally went over his head. And I said, I'll have a Miami Vice. But like he didn't know who Don Johnson was. I'm like, oh, I feel like I just dated myself.
Well, in all fairness, he was 14.
Well,
He
he had to be
wa-
old
he
enough
was
to serve
14.
liquor.
Well, in Kentucky,
Really?
14 is.
Oh, I
Oh no,
see.
just yes,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, as long as your sister mom was working there.
yeah,
you're
yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, but the owners were there. They actually were down at the very
Yeah,
end of
they
the
were.
bar. They were. The food looked great.
Yeah, it did.
We had already
There
eaten,
were.
but the food did look phenomenal. But it's the South Seas Tiki and Golf Lounge.
Yep.
The South Seas Tiki and Golf Lounge. If you're in a commercial truck and you're like, hey, we're gonna go camp out for the weekend in Louisville and get a hotel and be out of service and all that stuff, it's a really cool place to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
You cannot bring your truck there. I know we said it's a big parking lot, but there is no room
Yeah.
at all.
It's too businessy. I think
it's-
it's probably close to
Yeah.
truck size limit weight.
So I don't know. It's a cool place to go. Louisville's one of those places. I keep saying it's an upcoming, but I think it's not a has been, but it's a because it has been in furs used to be, but it's
Right.
I'm saying it's been an upcoming.
It has
it's,
been up and
It's been getting
Yeah.
greater, better, and
It's a
and,
happening place.
It's
It
a
is.
that's
It
what I
really
need to
is.
say. It's a happening place. I like it a lot. Don't know if I could live there. It's still a little bluegrassy, but it's a fun place to visit for
It was
sure.
fun. I had a good weekend.
Yep, I did too. Well, it was a great show. Glad to be there. Always fun to hang out with you, Vince, and Melissa, and Eric. Wish y'all could have been there. We'll see about next year. Still debating if we're going to record next year or not. We got to go. We got to, what do they call that? Like
Yeah,
kiss
shake
hands and
babies
shake
kiss
babies.
hands,
Yeah. But we'll see. Did talk to a few vendors who are talking about scaling it down, but then they also said I heard a lot of people say this was a higher turnout for the show that's been in a while.
Yeah.
So, well, very interesting what happens next year. And we will, if we don't bring a recording, we'll at least talk about it on the podcast.
We'll talk about it. Sure.
Sure.
Sure we will.
If you're interested in supporting the channel, we would encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell for automatic
Notifications.
for whatever time we drop a video.
Oh.
And drop us a review, leave us a comment, suggestion, viewpoint.
You can do email.
You could email us at,
The outerbeltpodcast@gmail.com.
and we always love those emails, and we do actually take that information and put it in the show.
Check us out over at hyfieldtrucking.com. If you're interested in joining Hyfield or learning more about it, you can also reach out to our recruiting department at 833 Hyfield, or it's 833-493-4353, option 1.
have the opportunity to talk to one of our lovely recruiters, such as Delina and yourself.
Delina. Delina or Buttermilk.
I almost said zucchini bread, didn't I?
Yeah. No,
did.
she's not answering
Yeah.
calls.
She's not answering calls.
I don't do the phone thing no more.
No.
Like she could probably do the spiel. Vince could probably do the spiel.
I could do the spiel.
Oh.
Hi, this is Patrick. You're in a recording
But do I
line.
have to say Melissa or do I say Wayne?
Oh, that's a good one. You just start saying you're Melissa.
Yeah.
We would
This
never
is
do that.
Melissa?
You can also chat with us online. Yeah, do a lot of things. We're accessible. Now I can say, until next time, stay safe, make good decisions.
Don't leave money on the table.
And keep those wheels a turning.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.